Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Steins the visual novel. We're back here again right after that really hard rain night where we couldn't find Suzuha. We're going to send a D-mail today to try to correct that, so maybe we could change the past to make it so that we actually stop Suzuha instead of listening to Kurisu. And it won't let me check my phone right now, which makes me think this is like a story text message, really important. So, let's see if it'll let me read it. It's hard to believe it rained all night. I keep checking the Brontu workshop through the window, but the morning passes without any sign of Suzuha. Ah, there we go. From, Daru and Mayuri. Check out the news, Ocarine. That satellite up and disappeared. Oh no, I wonder what happened to that satellite. Mayuri, they say the satellite disappeared. I wonder what happened. Did it fly away? It's like a magic trick. That's probably the sound that, that face made. Well, good night. That was last night, I believe. No, that's today. Did you send that at like 1 in the morning? Okay. So the satellite's gone. That's interesting. She's probably long gone from Akaba by now. She doesn't know who she's dealing with. She is but a pawn in my game, destined to fight for me at Ragnarok. At the stroke of noon, I activate the phone wave, name subject to change. The destination is my phone, yesterday, around 4 p.m. Don't listen to Chris, pursue Suzuha. The discharge phenomenon occurs as normal. The floor shakes violently. Squinting against the glare, I send the mail. Good, so I think this one worked.
Ignore assistant. Tail Suzuha.
My brain shakes violently. My vision flickers. As the vertigo passes, I can hear my heartbeat and feel the warm blood coursing through my body. Oh, crap, hold on. Sorry. Okay, back again. Sorry, if I accidentally click outside the window, which is really easy to do, it stops recording. I blink slowly. That was the sensation of reading Steiner activating. And so I know, Suzuha is ours. At least you think Suzuha is yours. Something happened, we just don't know what. I hear you down the stairs. I step outside and look to the front of the building. What belongs there has returned. A mountain bike, polished to a shining finish. And on the bench next to it, looking up into the summer sky, is... Amane Suzuha.
Ohayo, Baito Senshi.
I try to remain calm as I call out to her. She greets me in her usual listless fashion.
Sabori chiyo ka?
だって客来ないし。それに昨日は夜中まで上で騒いでたからさ。すっごく眠たいんだよね。
夜中まで騒いでいた？誰が？
Did you forget about our party, Ocarine?
昨日お酒飲んでたっけ？酔っ払いだな。未成年なのにダメなんだぞ。
We have shifted from a world line where we failed to stop Suzuha from leaving to one where we succeeded. As a result, the events of yesterday changed.
俺たちは昨日の夜、お前が父親に会えなかったので、実験台となってもらうための最後の晩餐を開いた。
そうそう。昨日も君、そんなこと言ってた。昨日は私のために、サンキュー。
いまいちよく覚えてないんだが、
Remind me again, if you will.
お前を確保した。
まさか、本当に昨日お酒飲んでた？
いいから、聞かせてくれ。
私がタイムマシンオフ会から帰ろうとしたら。
Oh, the time machine meet, so she went to that.
ちょっと待て。タイムマシンオフ会？うん。
That's the same offline meet that Daru was going to.
それが父親が現れるかもしれないという場所だったのか。
そうだって昨日説明したじゃん。
それで帰ろうとしたら
いきなり君と橋田至、それに椎名真由里が現れて、私はラボに連行されました。めでたしめでたし。
So my pursuit of Suzuha was a resounding success. As it should have been. I can't help but smile at how smoothly things went. Suzuha, meanwhile, looks back up at the clear blue sky.
昨日は楽しかったな。
Her tone is sincere.
マキセ・クリスさえいなければもっと楽しめたけどさ。あいつの作ったア
Well,
ップル
she's
パ
a
イ、
scientist, not a
殺人
cook,
的な
so,
まず
you
さだっ
know,
たし。
there might be a reason for that.
でも漆原ルカのカレーは極上だった。君たちのラボ、サークルみたいなものだっけ？
It seems a little bit more like a clubhouse than a lab, honestly.
なんかいい
Sometimes.
ね。みんな仲が良くていつも楽しそうで、あんなに心地いい時間は生まれて初めてだったよ。
It sounds like Suzuha had a pretty dark childhood. Maybe she was bullied in school. Could that be related to her father's disappearance?
バイト選手よ、約束通りお前には実験台になってもらうぞ。
でもさ、この前も言ったけど、私父さんのメールアドレス知らないんだってば。
ならば実験はいずれ分かった時まで延期だ。ちなみに実験に用いる電話レンジカッコ仮は我がラボの最高機密事項のため、
Or we'll have to kill you,
外部に情報を
like
漏
we've
らされ
done
ない
to all the
よう
others.
お前にはラボ面になってもらう。
ラボ面？
ラボラトリーメンバーの略だ。このラボ面ナンバーを与えられた人間はすなわちラボの仲間となる。
いいの？
いやでもなってもらうぞ。お前は今日からラボ面ナンバー008だ。
Suzuha lowers her head, no doubt awed by my proclamation. I hear what sounds like a sniffle. Then she looks up, revealing a smile.
しょうがないからさ、実験台になってあげるよ。
まだ帰ったりしないよな。
うん、もうちょっとだけ頑張って父さんを捜索してみる。
お前は今日からラボ面なのだ。何かあれば俺たちも手伝おう。ちなみに父親についての手がかりのようなものはないのか？
Well, there was that satellite thing that we should probably go figure out where that went. Suzuha hesitates a little more. Or a little. Then she stands up and turns to me. Her expression is grave.
私の父さんはタイターって名乗っている。
Oh.
タイターってあの
The
タイター
tighter
か？
on the internet?
知ってんの？もしかしたら今は違うコードネームを使ってるかもしれないんだけど。
I don't just know about him. He's been active on At Channel for the past several weeks. I open up the At Channel thread on my phone and show it to Suzuha.
見ろ、ジョン・タイターという人物が書き込みをしているだろ。
Suzuha stares at the screen.
これで謎は解けた。お前の父親はアットチャンネルにいる。
ああ、本当だ。
っておい、なんだその淡白なリアクションは。
いや、この人じゃないよ。
なぜわかる？お前が今父親は
Couldn't
タイターと名
possibly
乗
be
って
him.
いる
That'd
と
be
言ったの
way
だぞ。
too easy.
私にはわかるの。とにかくこのタイターは父さんじゃない。
That's a strange way to put it. It's almost like she knows who's behind John Titor. As if to answer my suspicions, Suzuha continues.
ジョンじゃないんだよ。私の父さんが使っていた名前はバレル・タイターって言うんだ。
Barrel? Okay. Oh, there we go. End of the chapter. I'm not really sure which path we're heading down yet, because I haven't really looked at the different paths. But at some point, I think we passed a possible decision. Either we went one way or the other. Maybe it was... we had to go on it due to a decision we made earlier. I'm not sure. But at this point, this is where the game starts to hit its point where it starts diverting on, like, every chapter. There's, like, 1 or 2 diversions or something. So, just so you know, in terms of the visual novel. I open my eyes to a deep scarlet sky. I'm on my back, lying face up. The sky is vast, and the color ominous. I've never seen it like this before. Where am I? I sit up. There's nothing here. A wasteland stretches to the horizon. Nothing but rocks and dust as far as the eye can see. No plants. No water. No sun. No moon. No warmth. No cold. Not a single breath of wind. It looks like hell. A frozen world. It can't be Earth. Mars, I could believe. Why am I here? This must be a dream. I give up thinking about it and lie down again on the sand. I guess I'll wake up soon. Shut up, phone. I should just wait until then. I wait, but the dream shows no sign of ending. Okay, what do you want, phone? Stop vibrating. Sorry about that. Have I ever had a dream this lucid before? There's a terrible ringing in my ears that keeps me awake. I realize that it's the sound of silence. My belongings are gone. I have no watch, no phone. The lack of motion numbs my sense of time. How long have I been lying here? It might have been only a second. It might have been 3 days. An epiphany. The concept of time is a human construct. The universe at large has no use for it. Time is a cage that we created to feel secure. Within its walls, we can forget our own insignificance. I'm thirsty. I just took a drink of water. It hurts to breathe. This void is no place for a human. We're not strong enough to live in a world without time. Tears fill my eyes. What do they mean? I no longer know. I want to die. Yes, let's die here. But what is death? To be frozen in time? Time stopped for me long ago. How can I die in a world that is already dead? Everything inside me is crumbling away. Who am I? I can barely recall. My soul is melting into the void. Is someone there? Anyone? Something moves in the corner of my eye. Impossible. I try to move my eyes, but I've forgotten how. A pleasant voice silences the buzzing in my ears. It reminds me of who I am, Okabe Rintaro. This time, my eyes move. There's a girl sitting on a nearby rock. I recognize her. My frozen brain comes alive. Her presence breathes new life into this dead world. Mayuri? My brain is still half asleep, and I cannot speak. It's Mayuri, Shina Mayuri, my oldest friend. She smiles at me, swinging her legs.
ここはね、7000万年前の地球だよ。オカリンは陰謀に巻き込まれてタイムマシンでここに送られちゃったんだ。
This is a dream, right?
マユシーはね、オカリンを追いかけてたくさんの世界線のすべてのオカリンを探し続けてきたのです。ここにいるオカリンもたくさんいるオカリンのうちの一人って言えるし、オリジナルでもあるって言えるの。ここにいるマユシーもたく オリジナルでもあるって言えるの。でね、オカリンもマユシーもここで死んじゃうと思う。
This is a dream, right, Mayuri?
でもきっと7000万年後の秋葉原にいるオカリンとマユシーまで意志は連続していくんだって思うな。だから大丈夫だよ。
これは夢だ。
I jerk awake on top of the sofa. My body is drenched in sweat.
夢。
I must have fallen asleep sometime around noon. What a horrible nightmare. I love that section, by the way. It's so cool. I just love it. I guess that threatening email I got is still weighing on my mind. Still, Mayuri had to save me? Even in a dream, that's unacceptable. I'm the one who saves her. That's the way it should be. Besides, Mayuri's not smart enough to talk about time travel like that. I sit up and look around the room. She's right where I expect to find her. In front of the TV, watching a Rainet Kairu DVD. On the screen, the Upa riding Kairu's shoulders, screaming something unintelligible.
マユシーもウーパとお友達になりたいな。
Look at her sitting there, all spaced out. Mayuri needs my protection. That dream was wrong. I chug a Dr. P and check my phone. No messages? No new emails. I sent Teeter a mail several hours ago just to make sure he really isn't Suza's father. He hasn't replied yet. Obviously, Darus and the others don't know I changed the past, but somebody sent me an email. Oh, from Paris. Sure, let's answer it. I don't see why not.
お前か。秋葉ルミホ。
誰のことかにゃ？
I could have sworn her real name was Aki Rumio. Don't tell me. Could the D-mail have changed that too?
フェイリスはフェイリスにゃ。
I'm pretty sure it's just her having her stupid cat alias.
はいはい、そうですね。マナはフェイリスだよな。これは失礼。
yeah, I get it. Got it. Of course, she's just being her usual self.
それで
If Ferris is calling me, it might be about the IBM 5100. She did promise to help us find one.
今日は派手に動きすぎたにゃ。すでに
The cat's out of the bag! More cat puns. More of Ferris's usual nonsense?
四天王が動き始めたにゃ。もう逃げら
I
れな
think
い
she's
にゃ。
more into the step than Ocarina is.
そうか。だが四天王ごときで俺を止められると思うな。秋葉は血の海になるぞ。
四天王の後には裏四天王もいるにゃ。その後には白血衆がいるし、さらにブラックエンジェル12も
Sounds like a really bad plot for a video game.
そんなにいるのか。インフレしすぎだろ。
それだけ奴らは本気だってことにゃ。今日は残念だけどチェックメイトにゃ。
いや、まだだ。あれさえ手に入れれば
The item.
形勢を逆転できる。IBN5100 の情報は未だ手に入らないのか。
Oh no, I think that was right actually, never mind.
いやー、ごめんにゃ。世界中の情報をかき集めてるけどまだ見つかってないにゃ。
What? So she has no progress to report?
急いでくれ。俺にはもう時間がない。
わかったにゃ。見つかった時はフェイリスから連絡するにゃ。今日はそれまで死なないでにゃ。
ああ、死ぬものか。
She hung up before I could finish. That's why I hate talking to Ferris. Anyway, I'm moving on. This time around, my search for an IBM 5100 is going poorly. Actually, I suppose I should consider myself lucky for having found one so easily the first time. I mean, the IBM 5100 is practically an urban legend. There are people, like Moeka, who've spent months searching with no success. Last time, it barely took me 3 days to reach the Yanabashi Shrine, almost as if something was guiding me there. It was fate. No, it was the choice of Steins Gate. That's why its loss is so painful.
さすが幻って言われる PC だよな。
Daru was sitting at his computer, like always.
アットちゃん情報だけどさ、何年か前にコレクターがうん千万円出してまで手に入れたって話もあるらしいよ。IBN5100 やばい、マジやばい。
そこまでプレミアがつくとは。
Then people must know their secret. They're all after the data in CERN's mainframe.
僕的にはすごく不思議なんだよね。実際なんでそんな値段がつくのかマジで謎。もともと高かったっていうのもあるかもしれないけど、当時の値段で2万ドルぐらいしたらしいから。
See, the thing is that there weren't a lot of them made, so that the ones that are left, being a collector's item, are even extra more rare. 200,000? That is expensive.
それにしても手に入らなさすぎな気はする。確かにいいマシンだけど、それはあくまで当時としてはだし、そんな血眼になってまで手に入れる価値があるとは思えない。
Mad scientist crazy? No,
誰かが買い占めてたりして。
The harder something is to obtain, the stronger the desire for it becomes. That's how people are. And that's exactly how I feel now. In the depths of CERN, completely isolated from the outside, lies a database coded with an IBM 5100. What secrets are sleeping there? Could it contain the data from CERN's time machine research? Could there be proof that the Committee of 300 exists? The desire to know grows stronger by the day. It's not just about plunging the world into chaos anymore. We need the power to oppose CERN's evil ambitions, so we can instill our own evil ambitions, and then there's that threatening email to consider. Daru is confident that CERN won't find us, but I can't afford to take that for granted. After all, we're up against the brightest minds in the world, the scientists who invented the World Wide Web. And they're backed by a secret organization more powerful than any nation. We're way out of our league here. They'd have no trouble at all crushing our puny lab if they desired. That's why we need a trump card to hold against them. But without an IBM 5100, we can't move forward. I'm getting restless.
うお、なんじゃこりゃ。
Daru suddenly lurches forward to stare at his monitor.
どうした？
いや、こんなのありえないんですけど。
どういうことか説明しろ。
What is it? Explain it, Daru!
今、セルンのルート券ゲットしようといろいろ調べてて、なんかやけにセルンのデータベースの情報が落ちてくんのが早いなと思ってたんだけど。
Well, it is nighttime. People generally... I think it's nighttime. At night, people generally don't use the internet nearly as much, so the speed increases.
これすげえよ。なぜかこのビル周辺からセルンまで直通の光回線が通ってる。しかも1本じゃなくてたくさん束になってるお。
You guys got Google Fiber over there?
直通とは普通とは何が違う？
文字通り直通。こっからフランスにあるセルンまでマジで光ケーブルが直接つながってる。
Wait, really? Are you serious?
普通の場合は違うのか
？Yeah, why would we have a fiber optic cable running straight to CERN in France? What?
全然違うっつーの。
Daru calls up the National Assembly of France's website. Then he brings up the command prompt and hammers out some commands.
ほら見てみ。これはこの PC からフランスの国民議会のサイトを見るときの経路なわけ。この PC の IP アドレスが0番のとこな。で、その後日本国内のいろんな箇所を経由してからフランスに飛んで、そこからさらに国民議会のサイトが置いてあるところまでフランス国内のコンピュータを経由してる。国民議会のサイトを見るためには16の経路が必要なわけ。平均転送速度は 300ms ぐらい。海外ならこんぐらいが普通。わかりやすく言うと、日本からフランスのサイトを見に行くための道は限られてるわけ。誰でも同じ道を通る。これはフランスだけじゃなくて他の国でも同じだし、日本国内でだって10経路ぐらいは通るんだよ。じゃあ次にセルンを見てみるお。
Daru calls up CERN's homepage on the browser. Then he displays the route like last time. The result.
経路はたったの1。
One step? And it's like in 4 milliseconds. Unlike before, the signal doesn't pass through any intermediate servers. The PC we're using, its registered name is Akihabara PC, is connected directly to CERN in France.
しかも転送速度は普通の数百倍だ。むちゃくちゃ速い。こんな数字国内でも出ないよ。
Why the heck?
向こうはフランスなのに。
Why the heck does this little ragtag shop and its little building above it have direct access to CERN all the way in France?
なぜ直接なんだ。こんなことありえるのか。
クラックする前からこの状態だったのだぜ。僕は何もいじってねえもん。
このビルには以前からセルンとのホットラインがあるわけ。
Oh, that's suspicious. Was this building used for other purposes before we got here? I think we only started staying here since the start of the summer anyway, so... I don't know. Maybe you rented it out to someone else who did something crazy.
偶然とは思えないな。これはシュタインズゲートの選択である可能性が。
普通だったら絶対にありえない。日本のデータ通信網とは完全に独立したケーブルが1本だけここからセルンまでつながってるなんて。
Daru's so excited, he interrupted me.
そんなもんを日本やフランスの通信会社が設置するとは思えないし。となると
設置したのはセルン自身か。
Wait, so does CERN know we've been downloading files from them? Daru gulps and nods. Cold sweat oozes from his brow. I feel a chill as well. CERN might be able to see everything we're doing. No, maybe. Maybe CERN has been expecting us for years. How could that be? The answer is simple. John Teeter claims that CERN completed their time machine in 2034. Just 2 years later, the world is a dystopia under their rule. Maybe the CERN of 2034 considers our opposition in 2010 a threat. Maybe they use their time machine to travel to 2000 and install a fiber optic cable to track our every move. It's entirely possible. Has the invention of the time machine started an intertemporal war? If so, what can we do? Our enemy might be stronger than even I can imagine. Yeah, if you had control over time, you could do anything. No, I mustn't lose heart. I need to think positive.
でもさ、この直通回線があるおかげで LHC をこの PC からでも使えるようになったお。
That's interesting.
本当にやったのか。
すごいよ、ダルくん。
It is until CERN gets mad at us and sends somebody to wipe us out. Mayuri pauses her DVD and comes up beside me.
これだけの転送速度だからさ、遠隔操作もタイムラグほぼゼロだお。まだ実際に試してないけど。
That's right. Even if this is some kind of CERN trap, we might be able to make use of it. They're still vulnerable to our attack.
LHC ってあの20キロ以上ある大きなトンネルでしょ。
It basically rams particles against each other, doesn't it?
何をするトンネルなんだっけ。
陽子を加速して衝突させる。
あ、そうそう、ミニブラックホールを作れるんだよね。
Well, it looks like she's learned a
公
little
式
bit of
発表じゃ
something.
ミニブラックホールは陽子衝突の過程で副産物的に生まれる可能性があるだけって言ってたけど、実は違ったんだわな。
極秘の内部資料によれば、初めからブラックホールを作るために建設された装置だった。
But we still don't know exactly how they do it. We need to think of a way to...
岡部、
Kurisu suddenly emerges from the development room. She was cooped up in there all morning. Her expression is unusually grave.
どうした？
やっと解が出た。
Figured what out?
電話レンジの仕組みのことよ。
解明したのか？
Well, feel free to explain it to us. Kurisu nods. She still hasn't smiled.
あくまで私がわかる範囲で導き出した仮説だけど、今話してた LHC とも大きく関係する話。
LHC は世界一大きな電子レンジである。そういう例えを挙げたのはお前だ、クリスティーナ。
そう、その通りだった。予想は間違ってなかった。電話レンジはとんでもない化け物よ。
Have we really? A monster?
こんな雑居ビルの一室に置いといていいものじゃない。もちろんネガティブな意味で。
Kurisu clutches her arms as if to keep from trembling.
具体的に説明してもらおう。
電子レンジってもともとはレーダー
I
の
do
研
know
究
that.
の
I
結
read
果
about that
偶然生まれたことは知ってる。
they were doing radar research and someone like had left food or something in front of it and it basically cooked. That's how microwaves were invented, basically. Daru and I nod. Mayuri shakes her head. We read up on all that back then. The phone wave name subject to change started weird.
発生する電磁波の周波数は 2.45GHz のマイクロ波。電話レンジに使われているのは業務用の強力なやつだから、出力は1500から2000ワットくらいある。で、ここからが重要。
Kurisu goes on to explain that the electromagnetic waves output by the microwave are somehow connected to the electromagnetic waves output by the phone. In fact, you could say that they fuse together.
確かにダルの設計図によれば、電子レンジと携帯、2つの機器に共通する電磁波を飛ばすためのリード線は、マグネトロンの陰極と陽極にそれぞれ結線してある。
On one hand, we have the microwave super strong electromagnetic waves, originally a byproduct of the military's research into radar technology. On the other, we have the cell phone standardized electromagnetic waves, a frequency now ubiquitous throughout the world. What happens when you fuse those two waves?
どっちも電波を使うことに関しては一致している。それがどんな範囲でどんな強さで影響を及ぼすのかはちゃんと調べたわけじゃないし、私は専門家でもないから想像がつかないけど、仮に携帯電話を踏み台にして周囲何百キロっていう広範囲に影響を及ぼすような軍事用電磁波が撒き散らされたとするなら。
Wait. So, you're saying the cell phone is taking the electromagnetic waves from the phone wave and broadcasting them out?
秋葉原どころか東京が丸ごと電子レンジの中と同じ状態になる。
That sounds bad.
中にいる人が死に至るまでの時間は体重差にもよるけど、平均しておよそ3分。
マジ？じゃあ電話レンジって大量破壊兵器ってことじゃね？
Perfect. Is it really that powerful?
あの電話レンジの中で起きてることを教えてあげるわ。レンジ内の目に見えない水素に対し電磁波のエネルギー順位が上昇する。 これは通常の電子レンジの機能。
Okay.
そこに携帯電話の拡散型電磁波が加わることによって、レンジ内のあらゆる素粒子が衝突を繰り返すごとに質量を増していって、高速に近い円運動を始める。それはいわば加速器のようなもの。
Okay.
加速器。
It's literally the same as the LHC, but for a fraction of the cost.
じゃあLHC がミニブラックホールを生成するために作られたのなら、やはりこの電話レンジカッコ仮もミニブラックホールを生み出している。
Kurisu doesn't deny it.
こんなに安定して動作しているのが奇跡よ。ただまだわからない点があって、ミニブラックホールが生成されたとしても、それは一瞬で蒸発してしまうはずなの。でもこの電話レンジはどうやらそうじゃない。バナナや唐揚げがゼリーマンになっていることからそれは明らか。 LHC と同じようにミニブラックホールはカーブラックホールに変化している。
タイターの理論によれば、ミニブラックホールにカーブラックホール効果を生み出すためには電子注入が必要だった。
その注入される電子がどこから来ているのか、それがわからないの。
Well, don't they come from the lifter or something? I think that's what we heard.
LHC はリフターによって
exactly.
ブラックホールに電子を注入して重力場をコントロールしていた。リフターに代替するものがこの電話レンジのどこかにある。
どこかって？
だからわからないのよ。
So I guess that's what it comes down to. All Kurisu's explanation does is confirm our hypothesis that the phone wave name subject to change functions the same as the LHC.
LHC とは何か復習してみる必要がありそうだな。
It's time for our LHC Moe guy to shine. What I get? A mail? Part-time warrior. It's easy to pretend to be someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the contradiction between your false self and the real you. It's a paradox, and paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself that I didn't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt, but somehow I ended up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if it was the best. No, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up on ever finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess what I'm trying to say is... thanks. Are we sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you expose your innermost feelings. They may use them against you.
LHC はラージハドロンコライダーの略だね。和訳すると大型ハドロン衝突型加速器ってところかな。
ハドロン？
素粒子の名前
で、こいつはフランスとスイスにまたがる形で作られた円形の巨大地下トンネルで、全長は約27キロ、地下100メートルの深さにある。トンネルの中には2本のリングが通ってて、リングの中は超低温の真空状態なんだお。つまり宇宙環境を再現してるわけ。マジ燃える。
I don't understand how it's Moe.
陽子の加速は隣接する施設から線形加速器陽子シンクロトロンブースター SPS で段階的に加速されて、最後に LHC に注入され敷き詰められた超電動磁石による最後の加速を行うんだ。最終的には高速の 99.999991% にまで達するを。 LHC やばい。電話レンジほどじゃないけどな。でもって加速させた陽子を1秒間に10億から100億回ぐらい衝突させる。そこで起きる高エネルギー反応について観測するのが LHC 計画の目的って一応公表されてる。大嘘だったけど。
I guess that about covers it.
そこでラボ面諸君に聞きたい。我が電話レンジカッコ仮によってセルンを出し抜き 物理的タイムトラベルは可能かどうか。
And that's where we're going to stop for today. So let's check our tips. Sorry, I was looking for a good spot to stop. Magnetron, a type of vacuum tube used in microwave ovens and radar, produces strong microwaves. Which is very common, you know, because it's in our modern microwave oven and radar, but, you know, most people have a microwave oven in their home, so it's a very common example of it. Apparently, that was the only one today. I thought we had more than that. Well, so story definitely got more interesting, didn't it? And like I always say, it will get more interesting with time. Oh, I've been wanting to show you guys this, by the way. Look how many saves we have. Every one of these saves represents an episode. Look at this. It's kind of ridiculous. I was thinking, why would you need 80 saves? But it's proving so far to be possibly useful. Anyway, so that's where we're going to stop for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more Steins Gate, the visual novel. Bye!